Ladies, I need you to hear me on this one. Set the phone down for a second, mute the TV, ask the kids for 10 quiet minutes, and listen like your whole future hangs on it, because honestly it might. When a man starts using certain lines on you, certain excuses, certain throwaway sentences that seem harmless at first glance, I need you to catch them for what they really are. That's not love. That's not him being emotionally guarded. That's not he's just scared to feel things. That is a warning sign lit up in neon, and you keep calling it something softer than it is. Today, I'm naming 5 of those lines for you. 5 phrases men say right before they wreck your peace, your time, and your sense of self. Before I get into it, understand this isn't about shaming you. I'm not trying to make you feel foolish for staying as long as you did, or make you relive the man you already knew deep down wasn't right. I'm trying to shake you awake, because right now, somewhere, a woman is sitting on her bed with her phone in her hand, rereading a text from a man who's been toying with her heart, trying to convince herself his words mean something they don't. If that's you, this is for you. You found this for a reason. By the end of this, you'll know when to stand firm, when to walk, and what to tell yourself in the mirror the next morning when loneliness tempts you back into a conversation you shouldn't have. So get comfortable and let's talk, the way I'd talk to my own daughter if she came to me lost over some man. Because right now, that's what you are to me. My sister, my daughter, my niece, somebody's future queen. And I won't stand by while you pour your heart into someone who was never going to hold on to it. Here's the foundation before we get to the 5 things. Men speak in code, but it's not a hard code to crack. Women just assume it's complicated because women are built to extend grace, to explain away, to soften, to fill in gaps kindly. So when a man says something cold, her mind warms it up. When he's vague, she fills the silence with hope. When he says something that should sting, she thinks, maybe he's had a rough day, maybe he's stressed, maybe he's been hurt before, maybe. And sister, maybe is the burial ground where women lose their best years. 5 years, 8, 12, waiting for a man to grow into the person he promised he could become. Meanwhile, the man standing in front of you right now is already the whole answer, not his potential, not the future version you glimpse after 2 drinks and 20 minutes of vulnerability. The actual man, choosing what he chooses, right now. And when that man says the 5 things I'm about to walk you through, he's already told you who he is. Your only job is to take him at his word the first time. Men will always reveal the truth about themselves eventually, maybe not in a greeting card or over candlelight, but through a joke, an offhand remark, how he treats a server, how he talks about his ex, how he explains his own hesitation. He's telling you, the issue was never that men don't communicate, it's that women hear him and rewrite it into what they wish he'd said instead. Stop rewriting him. The first time he tells you who he is, that's the truest thing he'll ever say. Everything after is just wrapping paper. Number 1. When a man tells you, I'm not ready for a relationship, I'm not in a place for anything serious, I've got too much on my plate, I need to work on myself first, believe him. Believe him even when he's sweet the next morning, texting good morning, cooking you dinner, playing boyfriend in every way except the actual title. Here's the hard truth. He's not saying he isn't ready for a relationship in general. He's saying he isn't ready for one with you. I know that lands hard, but sit with it, because it's the truth trying to free you. Men don't say this because they're confused about their own feelings. They say it to keep the door cracked open for whoever comes next. What he's really telling you, dressed up politely, is, I want to enjoy you until she arrives. I want the closeness, the comfort, the intimacy, without any of the responsibility. Don't build anything permanent here, because I already know I'm not staying. Where women go wrong is hearing that and thinking, he just needs time. He's been burned before. If I'm patient enough, easygoing enough, undemanding enough, he'll finally come around. He won't come around, not for you. The woman a man commits to isn't the one who outlasted everyone else. She's the one he decided, almost instantly, was worth reshaping his life for. That decision doesn't build slowly over years of you proving your worth. It happens fast. If it hasn't happened by month 6, 9, 12, it isn't coming. Take Maya, 34, successful, warm-hearted. She met Marcus at a networking event. Third date in, he told her he wasn't looking for anything serious, that he'd just come out of something painful. She said she understood, no pressure, they'd see where things went. 2 years passed. Good morning texts, shared trips, meeting his friends but never his mother. 4 nights a week together but no toothbrush left behind. Being called his best friend in public. Then one afternoon she opened Instagram and saw him with his arm around another woman. She said yes, 6 months. That's all it took him with her. Maya sat in her car and broke down. What do you think he told that woman on date 3? Not, I'm not ready. He told her he'd been waiting his whole life for someone like her. Because when a man is ready, he's ready, decisively. And when he tells you he isn't confused, isn't scared, isn't healing. He's telling you plainly that you're not the one, and the dignified move is to thank him for the honesty and leave. Every day you stay after he's told you the truth is a day spent as someone's placeholder. You weren't built to be a placeholder, you were built to be the whole story. So remember, I'm not ready is a complete sentence, not an opening bid for negotiation. It's him closing a door and having the decency to warn you before you walk through it. Take the warning, say thank you, and go. The man who's truly ready for you won't need convincing or a 2-year trial period. He'll know, and he'll rearrange his life to keep you. Number 2. This one's sneakier. It hides behind men who look like good ones. Flowers, dinner bills, bragging about you to friends. That's exactly what makes it dangerous. Because when a man is wonderful 90% of the time, women excuse the 10% that's actually a warning. But 10% poison in a glass is still poison. You don't sip around it, you dump the whole thing. When a man tells you in any form that you're too much, too emotional, too sensitive, overreacting, dramatic, insecure, crazy, what he's actually confessing is that he's not enough. Not man enough to hold your feelings, soothe your worries, communicate honestly, or make you feel secure. So rather than rising to meet you, he tries to shrink you instead. That's not a partner. That's a bully with good manners. Here's what's happening in his head. When you bring him a legitimate concern, he has 2 options. Own it and adjust, which is what a mature man does. Or flip the script, make your feelings the problem, and train you to stop speaking up. Because a woman conditioned to feel irrational stops raising issues altogether, and a silent woman tolerates everything. That's not peace he's after, it's control. You are not too much. You never have been. Say it. The right man will look at everything you thought made you too much and think, thank God she feels this deeply, notices this much, cares enough to speak up. He won't need you smaller. He'll want the entire, unedited version of you. I knew a woman, Rachel, bright, loud in the best way, the kind of person who made a room feel warmer just by entering it. Then she met a man, and within a year her laugh had quieted, her opinions had gone unspoken, even her favorite lipstick disappeared, because once in a car, he called her embarrassing. Once at dinner too loud, once in private too intense. She dimmed herself piece by piece until a friend saw her and asked what happened, and Rachel genuinely couldn't pinpoint when it started. 2 years after she left him, she ran into his new girlfriend at a wedding. Loud, laughing, wearing bold red lipstick. Rachel realized he'd never actually minded loudness. He minded hers because it intimidated him. So he convinced her the fire was the flaw until she extinguished it herself. Then found someone he wasn't threatened by and let her shine freely. That's the pattern. When a man calls you too much, it's rarely about you. It's about his own limits, his ego, his insecurity. And instead of growing to meet you, he wants you to fold. Don't fold. Don't dim. The right man plugs into your light and stands proudly beside it. Anything less means he wanted a mirror, not a woman. Next time it happens, take a breath and say, if I'm too much for you, then I'm not the one for you, and mean it. Stop editing yourself down for men who can't handle the whole picture. You are allowed to be whole, loud, sensitive, intense. Any man who frames that as a flaw is showing you he isn't the answer. Number 3. This is the phrase that traps women the longest. It has kept brilliant, capable women sitting around for a decade, hoping things would shift. They won't, not until you stop accepting them. When a man says it's complicated, his home life, his relationship, his marriage, his living situation, what he's really saying is, I haven't chosen you, I'm not planning to, and I want your affection while keeping other doors open. There's no such thing as a complicated situation when a man genuinely wants you. Men are simple creatures when it comes to what they want. They don't spend years explaining obstacles, they go get the thing. Complicated is the word men reach for when they want you to accept something that shouldn't be acceptable. Someone watching is thinking, but my situation really is different. He really does love me, he just needs time. If a man's been telling you the same story for over 6 months, that's not a plan anymore. It's a script, and you're not his partner in it. You're the audience, paying with your time and peace for reruns. Take Tasha, 38, who fell for a man supposedly going through a divorce. Papers being drawn up, wife already checked out emotionally, just waiting for the right moment. She told him to take his time. 3 years of secret dinners, solo holidays, and him going home each night to the wife who still lived there, still cooked, still shared his bed. Every time she asked, he said it was complicated. On her 41st birthday, alone at the restaurant she'd picked for the two of them, he cancelled because his wife needed him. While nearby, another woman blew out candles surrounded by her real family. Tasha finally saw it clearly, went home and blocked him for good. Months later, she learned his wife was pregnant again. Complicated? Not remotely. He knew exactly what he was doing, and finally, so did she. Here's the psychology. Men don't remain in situations they don't want. If he's still married, he wants to be. If he hasn't filed papers in 3 years, he never will. He's comfortable having a wife at home and a woman on the side, and from where he sits, why change anything? He's winning. You're the only one losing, and every day you stay is a day you agree to keep losing. So here's the move. Smile, nod, and tell him, take all the time you need to sort it out. If you're free and I'm free when you're done, we'll talk then. Then leave. No texts, no calls, no late night check-ins, no crumbs. Because once you stop being available, one of two things happens. Either he finds a way to uncomplicate it, proving he could have all along, or he vanishes, proving he never intended to. Either way, the truth surfaces, and either way, you're free. Number 4. This one comes dressed as flattery, sweeping romance, feeling chosen like never before. But underneath the charm is a trap, and you need to spot it before it strikes. When a man says, within the first few dates or weeks, you're not like other women, I've never felt this way, I feel like I've known you forever, you're my soulmate, let's move in together, let's run away somewhere. That intensity isn't love, it's a flashing warning sign. It's what's known as love bombing, and it's not romance, it's a hunting tactic. A secure, emotionally healthy man doesn't need to sweep you off your feet in 2 weeks. He moves steadily, observes, asks questions, meets your circle, shows up with consistency rather than spectacle. Real love is built like a house, one brick at a time. Love bombing burns like a bonfire, bright, fast, and eventually nothing but ash. Men who love bomb aren't falling for you, they're falling for a fantasy they've projected onto you after 11 days, the moment the real complex you shows up. A bad day, a disagreement, that fantasy collapses, and so does his interest. Denise met a man on a dating app who called her the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen on date 1, talked about her as the mother of his children on date 2, and showed up with a promise ring on date 3. She thought she'd hit the jackpot. introduced him to family within a month, let him move in by month 2, gave up her lease by month 3. Right on schedule, month 5 brought distance, quiet, talk of moving too fast. By month 7, he was gone, and she was left in an apartment she couldn't afford alone, stunned that the man proposing forever in month 1 had disappeared by month 7. Love bombing isn't personal. It's his pattern with every woman, a tactic to hook people fast before they see who he really is. By the time you notice, he's already reciting the same script to someone new. Time, not words, is the only real truth teller in a relationship. A genuine man never rushes because he knows real love doesn't need to prove itself in a single weekend. So when a man is moving too fast, slow it down out loud. I appreciate how you feel, but I move at my own pace, slower than this. If what we have is real, it'll still be here in 6 months. If it's not, we'll both know. A real man says, "You're right, take your time." A love bomber pulls back, gets frustrated, guilts you for having boundaries, and in doing so tells you exactly who he is. Believe him and walk. Number 5. This is the most damaging of all because it strikes at your sense of self. If you internalize it, it can reshape you in ways that are hard to undo. When a man tells you in any tone, "No one else would want you, you're lucky I stay, be grateful I'm still here, no one wants a woman with your baggage or your kids, you'd be nothing without me," leave. Not eventually. Now. A man who tells you no one else would want you is trying to trap you using your own fear. That's not honesty, not even simple disrespect. It's psychological warfare. He knows that if you ever recognized your own worth, you'd walk away instantly. So he has to keep you convinced he's your best and only shot. A woman who believes she has options won't tolerate mistreatment. A woman convinced she has none will tolerate almost anything, and that's exactly what he's counting on. Here's the truth. There is no woman alive without someone out there who would cherish her. Doesn't matter your age, your kid count, your body, your credit score, your scars. Somewhere a man exists who would look at you and know you're who he's been waiting for. The only reason you haven't met him is that you're still taking up space with a man insisting he doesn't exist. You cannot meet the right one while you're still tangled up with the wrong one. The seat's occupied, the line's busy. Why do men say this? Because deep down he sees your worth, your kindness, your loyalty, your capacity to love, and knows he hasn't earned it. He knows if you left, you'd find better quickly, and that terrifies him. So instead of becoming a man who deserves you, he tears you down instead, hoping you'll believe you're a discount, because a woman who feels like a discount accepts discount treatment. That's a prison you didn't build, but you're living inside it. Yvonne was married 12 years to a man who reminded her weekly that she was lucky he stayed, that no one wants a woman with 3 kids, that she was losing her looks, that most men would have left by now. She believed it, stopped wearing perfume, stopped really looking at her own reflection. Then her sister dragged her to a party in a dress she hadn't worn in years, where a kind stranger complimented her sincerely, listened to her, laughed at her jokes, and told her she was one of the most beautiful women he'd ever met. Something cracked open in her, not romantic interest in him, but the sudden realization that everything her husband told her was a lie. She left 3 months later, went back to school, built a business, lost weight, and found a man who tells her daily how lucky he is. That's what happens when a woman finally sees her own value. Doors open, because the block was never the world. It was the belief someone else planted in her. You are wanted, you are worth pursuing. Somewhere, a man is hoping to find someone exactly like you, and God can't bring him to you while you're pouring everything into a man telling you that you're unwanted. Close that door and another opens. Walk forward with your head high. Now let's tie this together, because knowing the red flags is only half of it. The rest is becoming a woman who doesn't need to negotiate with them at all. Here's the real power move. Raise your standard quietly and enforce it without drama. No announcements, no social media posts, no long explanations. You simply decide internally what you'll accept and what you won't. And when someone crosses that line, you don't argue or beg. You just remove yourself calmly and without spectacle. Every man watches to see what a woman will tolerate. That's his first read on you. If you show him early that your limits are far away, that you'll accept silence, disrespect, ambiguity, being second, he'll settle right in and build a comfortable life on your low bar. But when a woman calmly removes herself the moment her line is crossed, something shifts in him. His ego cracks, his curiosity spikes. Why isn't she chasing? Why isn't she calling? In that silence, he's forced to actually see you. From there, either he steps up and becomes who he needs to be, or he disappears and frees you for someone already ready. Either way, you win. This isn't a game. Don't turn it into one. Don't disappear for 3 days to teach a lesson. Don't play cold on purpose. That's strategy, and this isn't strategy. It's self-respect, something you carry constantly, not something you switch on when convenient. People feel it without you explaining it. If you're wondering how to actually build this, here are 5 practical steps. Step 1. Stop over-explaining yourself. Because I don't want to is a complete answer. Your no doesn't need a 5-paragraph defense. Practice saying it plainly, even in the mirror if you have to, because a woman who can't say no clearly can't say yes to the right things either. Step 2. Stop being instantly available. Don't answer a midnight text the second it lands. Don't pick up on the first ring after 2 weeks of silence. Not to play games, because your life is already full, and he should be joining it, not rescuing you from an empty one. Step 3. Fill your own cup daily. Read, walk, pray, journal, cook, dance, laugh with your best friend. Take yourself out, buy your own flowers, sleep well, care for your body and mind. A woman whose cup is already full isn't desperate for someone to fill it. And paradoxically, that's exactly the woman men want to pour into. Step 4. Stop accepting crumbs. The occasional text, the sporadic compliment, the intermittent attention meant to keep you hooked without ever leading anywhere real. That's not a meal, and you can't build a life on it. Hold out for the full thing, even if it takes a year or 2. Better to eat well once than nibble on scraps for a decade. Step 5. The most important. See yourself the way you were always meant to be seen, not through an ex's eyes, not through anyone else's low expectations. See yourself as valuable, chosen, deserving of a love that's patient, kind, loyal, and honest. That's your standard, and any man who can't meet it isn't your man. He's a chapter, not the whole book. Fair warning, once you start doing this, expect some fallout. You'll lose some people. Men who only stuck around because you tolerated too much. Friends who preferred the old version, who complained but never left. Relatives who call you too picky or too proud. Let them go. The version of you they were attached to was slowly costing you everything. You'll also go through a season of loneliness. When the crumb givers vanish and the wrong men are shut out, there's a stretch of quiet before the right one shows up. That season matters. Don't rush to fill it with the next wrong man just to escape the silence. That quiet is where you learn who you are without a man defining you, and a whole woman draws in a whole man, while a woman avoiding her own stillness attracts someone doing the same. And when the right man finally arrives, consistent, kind, safe, you might feel the urge to sabotage it, because your nervous system, trained on chaos, will insist something must be wrong with something this calm. Resist that urge. Don't manufacture drama out of habit. Let it be peaceful. Real love isn't non-stop intensity. It's steadiness, a soft place to land. If it feels almost boring compared to what you're used to, that boredom is the safety you've been praying for. So here's where I want to leave you, with a decision settled and firm made right now. I am done accepting less than I deserve, done translating cold behavior into warm meaning, done waiting on men who told me plainly they weren't ready, done shrinking for men who called me too much, done playing audience to complicated situations, done being swept up by men who fall out of love as fast as they fell in, done being told no one else would want me by a man who never learned how to want me properly. I am done. Say it out loud. In the car, in the kitchen, at the mirror. Nothing shifts until you mean it. Once you do, everything does. And when it's hard, when it's late at night and his old number lights up your phone, when friends tell you to give him one more shot, when you see him with someone new and your stomach drops, when you wonder if you're being too particular, come back to this. You are not asking for too much, not too sensitive, not too intense, not too anything. You are enough and have always been enough. Any man who can't see that wasn't meant for you, someone else's. Believe it, live like it's true, and carry yourself like a woman who knows her worth isn't up for debate, who knows silence isn't rejection but redirection, who knows the right man will walk in and immediately recognize he's found something rare, because that's exactly who you are, who you've always been, and who you get to keep being, starting now, starting the moment you close this out. Pour yourself something warm and tell your own reflection, I am done. I am chosen. I am worthy. I am loved. And I'm walking into what's next with my head high and my standard higher. If this reached you today, share it with another sister who needs to hear it. Somewhere, someone else is on the edge of her bed right now, reading a message from a man saying one of these 5 things, and she needs to know she's not alone, that someone sees her, that someone's telling her the truth. Sometimes the kindest thing we can do is pass that truth along. So if he says he's not ready, believe him. If he says you're too much, walk. If he says it's complicated, leave. If he's promising forever on day 2, slow down. If he says no one else would want you, run. And in every one of those moments, take a breath and remember, you are the prize. You always have been. A woman who knows that doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't shrink. She simply walks into the room and lets the right man find her. And he's out there looking right now. Make sure he finds you standing tall, whole, and ready, because you weren't made to be someone's maybe. You were made to be someone's absolute certainty.